Hello and welcome to World Turtles. World Turtles is a city builder strategy game where our task is to help save the turtle that our meeps live on and maybe meet some meeps from different worlds. And what we'll have to do that is to harvest resources, construct buildings, of course, assign tasks, and do some research and development. The game is in a pretty early beta, I think, but there are a few options here, which we'll go over in a minute. If you're interested in this game, you can check it out on Steam. There is a demo available, and there is a for Steam Next Fest. So we're going to take a look at this today. And if there's continued interest, I will reach out to the developers to complete a form here to request access to a more advanced version. So there are these options for clans here. I'm not sure what the point of it is exactly. The names of the founders, Hex, and one of the meeps are changed just for fun. Okay, I don't know. I'm going to leave it as World Turtles. That's the default. There is a way to play a custom map here, but we're going to play the tutorial and campaign beta because, well, this is new. You can also adjust some of the usual game options here. I turned the sound down a little bit. The game music may or may not be protected music, so I'm going to keep it down low, and just in case, hopefully it's okay, but also I'm keeping it down low. So, and I'm going to reach out to the developers on that if we do continue this into a longer series later. So, we have, we can just go ahead and get started actually here with World Turtles. There's a bit of a story to bring us in, so this will be a bit of them and not so much Wally. But first of all, we need to click to start. Press +1 to 6 to change game speed. This can be used to speed through the narrative and cinematic parts, and more controls being developed.
Winter had become increasingly brutal for the small Rungman tribe over the last few years. Crops and wild berries just aren't growing the way they used to anymore. Life, though simple, used to be quite comfortable for as long as they could remember. Of course, there had always been some years when food was less abundant. But shortages have now become the norm, and full-blown famine now feels unavoidable. Something had to be done. The Rungmans have always kept to the valley they saw as theirs. They have always had plenty of stories about strange lands, animals, other meeps, and even other worlds. But they preferred their adventures to play out around a cozy fire, nestled comfortably in the valley that had sustained them for so long. So, it was quite an eventful day when the Rungman Tribal Council finally decided to send 4 meeps on an expedition to the outside world. The expedition had set up a temporary camp for the first time since leaving the valley, with the aim of surveying the area and restocking on fresh berries for the next part of the journey, when they heard unexpected sounds from behind a nearby hill. 6 meeps arrive with carts loaded with construction materials, tools, and food supplies. They tell the expedition about their knowledge of the world turtle, their fear that it may be starving, and that the raised plot of land nearby was chosen by the Council of Meeps as a location for an ambitious catapult they hope they would be able to use to feed the turtle huge lumps of compacted food. They asked the Rungman expedition to assist the Council of Meeps by clearing out the trees and stone from the raised area and keeping these in storage in preparation for the construction of the catapult. In turn, the Rungmans share the details of their concerns for their tribe. The Council of Meep's expedition informs them that they would assist the Rungmans in constructing farms and planting a variety of crop types to alleviate their concerns. In the short term, at least.
The Council of Meep's expedition will construct 2 woodcutter cabins and a stonemason cabin. You should order another of each in suitable locations close to the area to be cleared. Click on the construction icon in the bottom left to order buildings. Hover over this symbol here to track progress. So, I don't think I explicitly stated it earlier, but as you can tell, and as you can see from the home screen, from the menu screen, we are building on the back of a turtle. To start with, we're building one stonemason camp, or rather our friends here are building one stonemason camp, one woodcutter camp, and another woodcutter camp. And we have to build one of each more, which is, I thought I saw it somewhere. Oh, here it is, right here. This progress here is showing us that we need to build one of each more. So we need to just kind of build them in this area. And the area is not super clear as to which area it is, but it is in fact this area that highlights when you select this here. So you want to build somewhere in the area here. While placing buildings, the terrain will be highlighted according to the viability of the intended location. Green, no ground preparation required, prime location. Yellow, ground needs to be raised or lowered, increasing construction time. Or red, not a viable location. The optimal the optimal rotation for fastest construction time will automatically be selected, but you can override this by holding down Control and moving the mouse cursor to set the direction. Okay, so we're going to clear that for now. So we need to find a spot here to build one more stonemason and one more lumberjack. Woodcutter. Close. Alright, so let's click here, and then here in this screen we have a choice of 6 options. One that's locked for now, one for infrastructure, one for settling, one for gathering, one for improving, and one for interacting. And the only one that's available to us right now is gathering. And then here we have an option for woodcutter's cabin, stonemason's cabin, farm, fishmonger's hut, and a locked one. This completely closes the building menu here, and this one here will return us to the construction menu back here. So you can kind of see, and they also kind of flow outward. So this game is really based around a hex grid and hex style, which is they integrate into everything, I guess, is the idea here. So we want to look for spots here that are around this highlighted area, this raised area here, and that are green or at worst yellow. We can't deal with red right now. So this one is a good spot here. It has two yellows and a green, and we can hold down Control and move the mouse cursor if we want to point it in a different direction. And you'll see that it's choosing the best spot based on the orientation of the building. So we're just going to take the default orientation, and maybe another one. Nope, not there. Nope, not there. Maybe I have to put it way out here. That's a bummer. But we do what we have to, I guess. Let's go out here. Now set the focus area of each woodcutter's cabin and stonemason's cabin to the area you wish to clear. If no area is specified, they will focus their efforts as close to home as possible. Click on each completed building or construction yard, then on the resource gathering icon in the building panel, and finally on the area of the map to focus on. Control the camera. The usual controls here. Yep. And then game speed is 0 through 6, space, and 0 is pause, by the way. Spacebar to pause, unpause. There's also controls up here for speed changes and pausing the game. Let's close this again, and let's set the stonemason here by clicking on that little icon here. And then you click on this icon here, and then you can target it at the area in question, which is this area here on the map. We can do the same with all of these, and notice these are uninhabited right now. That's fine. Let's do like up that way maybe. And then this one here, target it like right there. Kind of overlapping them a little bit, but also making sure they cover the whole area. Like that. And then finally this stonemason here, there's only so much stone up here, so we can just have them collected all. Or highlighted all, I mean. Take both of them. So they're working now on building these last 2 buildings. and they won't start working in them until all 5 buildings are built. So let's kick the speed up a bit. Actually, we can go all the way up to very high speed, just to let them finish. They do take a little bit of time. And you can see, by the way, some stats on the terrain here as you mouse over it. So this highest spot here is height 10, and these low spots down here are height 1, elevation 1. There's an average climate and a current climate indicator there, so you can kind of tell what to expect out of them for certain other types of buildings. These two don't care. All right, so all the woodcutter cabins and stonemason cabins are now occupied. If we click on them now, we'll see we'll see 2 people, and some of them, and I think only 1 in some of the other ones. No, maybe it is 2 because it was 4 of us plus 6 of them, or 6 of us plus 4 of them. So there's 2 in each, and they'll just kind of work together at whatever the task is. And they're 100% focused on the one task because that's all the tasks there are right now, which will change in a little bit. Oops. I don't know how to pull the tutorial stuff back up. There are overlays here. Meep labels.
I'm cutting trees.
Map grid. Okay. Camera position and rotation. Okay. You can skip the music, and it tells you the music up here too, by the way. Well done, the Meeps. Let's actually back up for a second. I want to see if... yeah. You've completed 3 woodcutter cabins and 2 stonemason cabins. Remember to set their focus areas. We did that. Well done. The Meeps have started clearing out the trees and rocks from the target area. Double check that each building is set to focus on the area to be cleared. And they are. We checked, but we can double check. You can see the...
This looks like good wood.
Wait, I thought you could see the highlighted area. Maybe I missed this one? Or I messed this one up? That one's good. I guess I did mess them up. So they'll just kind of hang around and... ooh, you can click on the villagers too. That's neat. They'll kind of hang around a little bit and pick up whatever they need to pick up or whatever they can pick up. Move the window, toggle auto arrange, close, resize. So I guess you can focus on the different workers. Maybe there's stuff a little bit later on how to use that or available to use in that window. Let's go up again to higher speed. Let them start gathering. So this tells us we need to gather 137 resources that are on this plateau here. We've gathered 22 of them now. Hopefully they will continue gathering more. Note how the frames of the task icons and the building panels indicate the experience being gained by the Meeps inhabiting that building. I didn't note that. Each individual building accumulates its own experience for each of its tasks, while each frame indicates 12 steps of progress. You can also check the tooltip for exact values. This experience will be important in future episodes as a requirement for upgrading buildings. So if we click on here, we can see that this woodcutter has one little line here. So half of one of the hex sides. And once they fill up the whole box, then they move up to the next level. Or they complete... Yeah, I guess they move up to the next level. If we look at the stonemasons, they're moving a little bit faster. They're already 2 lines in, or 2 segments in. Or at least that one is. This one's at 1. Okay, only this one is. Let's go back up to a higher speed. And they're just gathering and storing. As you can see down here, this little pop-up came up to say, hey, we stored some resources. There's one there I just saw. Oh, gathering stone from rock leaves behind shard heaps. These also need to be cleared out. Shards are smaller, extra hard or sharp pieces of rock that can be used to create basic tools. Gathering shards from shard heaps is the stonemason's second task type. The task priorities need to be balanced to achieve specific objectives at different times. Perform the following actions for each of the stonemason's cabins. Click on the stonemason icon. Increase the priority for clear shard heaps, task by scrolling the mouse wheel over the new task icon. So this is a little bit different than a lot of games. If you mouse over it and then you scroll your mouse wheel, you will see this here. And then, and I'll just do like 30, 70. That should be fine. Because they'll only clean up the shards if there's shards to clean up. Click on the new task icon to start setting the focus area for the task, and then click on the area of the map to be cleared. So just like we did before with the others, we're going to do that. And then we'll do this one as well. Just basically just flipping the numbers here. And we'll set that there. And they'll collect the shard heaps if there are some. Otherwise, they'll collect the stone. Oh, and we are 34% of the required experience on this stonemason for this task. And for this one, we are at 40%. Whereas these woodcutters now are here at, well, they're at 40%. And you all are at 34%. And you at 34%. It's probably a bit of a distance thing. You may need to have your sight redirected a little bit to get these trees that are back here further away. The summary panels along the top and bottom of the screen contain information about resources and buildings. Click on a panel to expand it. That doesn't actually seem to work. Oh wait, here it is. I see it behind here. Hovering the cursor over the elements provides tooltips, while building locations are also highlighted on the map. Icons can be clicked to jump to specific buildings and later units. White and green text indicate current or completed values, while blue text indicates elements in progress. So down here you can see that. We have 278 wood in stockpile, 218 stone in stockpile, 56 shards in stockpile, and that's the basic resources. And then we have some iron, we have some iron tools, we have some clay. That's good. And then here, we see this one too? Apparently not. Maybe we don't need to see that one. How about this one here? Ah, okay. So this tells us how many of each gathering building we have and where we can get the resources for them to gather more. Interesting. Okay. How close are we? We are at 139 of 161 cleared. Notice the number went up. That's because of the shards. Because the shards don't appear until the stone is cut the first time. The race plot has almost been cleared. It is time to construct farms for the Rungman tribe. Their expedition members remember passing some wide open land on their journey quite close to their valley, which would be on a perfect location for growing crops. Order 2 farms to be constructed as soon as the raised plot of land has been cleared. Recall that buildings are ordered by clicking on the construction icon in the bottom left. So this is worded a little bit weird. I'm going to pause for a minute. This is worded a little bit weird because it says order 2 farms to be constructed as soon as the raised plot of land has been cleared. In my sort of test game before I started recording this, I thought that it meant that I had to actually wait for them to finish clearing everything here. But you don't. You can build them now. They just won't do anything until... ooh, that's a nice smooth spot. Can I get 2 things in that smooth spot? No. Can I get like 2 with a single yellow? Maybe? Let's go here. And these can't overlap, so we'll go here like that. Okay. So you don't have to to wait for everything to be done before you for this to be done before you place these. They just won't come over here and work until after wherever it said. As soon as the raised plot is cleared. So they won't actually come over there and work until they finish this task. The loggers are done. The stonemasons are not. Why are they not picking up these rocks over here? They should be picking up the shard heaps and the rocks here. Maybe I misclicked that a little bit. Let's give them a little bit more work to do here. There we go. Oh, maybe they were still working it. This one rock contains 16 stones. Okay, hopefully they'll get up there and finish that up. We're up here now. Okay, good. Oh, that's a shard heap there. Okay. There we go. We'll do it. Let's kick the speed up a bit more. And just let them power through it really quickly. 8 stones left. There's something else here. Shard heap with 4 shards in it. Okay. And this may form more shards as they pick these stones. Okay, the shards are gone. 4 stones left. Somebody? Maybe I need to kick this back up again. Oh, we're done. The area earmarked for the huge catapult has been cleared. All Meeps will now shift their attention to constructing farms for the Rungman tribe, while one of the original expedition members will relay news to the tribe. Select some crops to be planted once the farms have been constructed. Click on each hex highlighted with this little pin to then select any of the available crops. It's a good idea to plant a variety of different crops, and the following crop mechanics should be considered in the future episodes when selecting which crops to plant. All crops provide a supply capacity, allowing you to sustain more meeps. Some crops are luxury crops and provide less supply capacity, but extra appeal capacity. The first harvest of every crop yields extra appeal capacity as long as meeps have access to that crop type. In addition, supply capacity can be increased by tending the crop during its growth cycle, which the farmers will automatically do if they aren't kept too busy on other tasks. A crop only provides these capacities once harvested, and the impact applies until the next crop from that particular field is harvested. At that time, the impact is replaced by that of the newly harvested crop. Crops can be swapped at any time, but the new crop will only be planted once the existing one has been harvested. Remember that a variety of crops leads to happier meeps. You can see the number of instances of each crop type currently being consumed, still growing on fields, and scheduled for the next planting cycle in the crop selector information. Okay, so let's go here and select a crop. We have vines and corn. I'm guessing vines is grapes, basically. Vines is 1 field yields 1 food plus 1 appeal, and plus 1 food plus 1 appeal with a crop change. And the first scheduled would give us an additional appeal. This one here is 1 field, gives us 2 food, plus 2 food for a crop change, and first one scheduled gives us 1 appeal. Let's go with corn here and vines here. Oh, we also have this down here, cabbages. 2 food, 2 food for a crop change, and the first scheduled will give us an additional appeal. The cabbages, by the way, require 40 to 60 water and 40 to 60 of the temperature. This area here has probably not quite enough water, but it has plenty of temperature. Down here where I set this, it doesn't either, and that doesn't either, but I think we'll be okay with it. The vines require less water and temperature. Right, let's go ahead and do this. Sorry, I set that one over there, didn't I? This one here has... This one actually is probably going to be better for food. Maybe I should change that. And this one definitely needs to be vines. Okay, so we have... I think I did 2 corn and 1 cabbage and 1 vine. We'll let them speed up and build it all. And presumably later we get more choices for crops.
Building complete.
Well done. The 2 farms have been completed, and the Rungman tribe will tend them from now on. But there's one last thing the expedition to the Council of Meeps can do before heading back home. Whenever an icon with a green frame appears over a building, something requires your attention. When meeps have gained enough experience in all their task types, they can level up. More on this in a future episode. Upgrade both farms when they have gained enough experience. Keep an eye on the icon frame in the building panel, then select more crops to plant on the expanded fields. While waiting for the crops to be planted and to grow, take a moment to read the tooltips of the crop selector. Each farm caters for a certain moisture and temperature range, while each crop type thrives at a certain moisture and temperature range. The current climate continually affects the size of the crop yield. As a result, each farm would be more suited to specific crop types, as we kind of already figured out, based on the weather and the terrain conditions. So we need to keep an eye on these so that to see when they might level up. So far, they haven't. There goes the progress now. Ooh, there's some big time progress now. 50%, good. And you're at 25%. Probably when they harvest another field, they'll be at 50%. And it's the same thing as what we saw over here. These got 69% of the way through shard heaps level up, and 60% of the way through rocks. Are any of these occupied? No. Okay, so we all are working over here now. I don't know where the others went, but these are just the 4 people here now. At least I assume that none of these are occupied.
Building can be upgraded.
Ooh, building can be upgraded. So there's the green box around it. And so we can click here. And how do we upgrade? Click that.
Oh, that'll be nice when it's finished.
Okay, so that cost us 40 wood. Let me go here and click that again. 40 wood, 40 stone, and 6 somethings. That iron tools? Yeah, iron tools. And this one's just about done, so we'll get that one as soon as it is. There it is. So we'll click that, and they'll upgrade that too. And so that should give us access to an additional plot here somewhere. But I think we might have to wait for them to finish upgrading. Or does that give us access to different crops? Nope, it looks like it's probably a plot thing. We'll keep the speed up here at this level, I think. We'll get there. This must be our original valley over here. And they don't want to talk to us. Okay. Zoom in on these little crops here. Interesting that...
And so it came to pass that the Rungmans took their first tentative steps on terrain outside of their valley, met some of the Meeps, and, this time at least, managed to end up calling them friends. The expedition managed to acquire enough food for this winter, but they also acquired some troubling knowledge about the state of their world turtle. They will, no doubt, be called upon again to play their part, however small, in overcoming this threat.
So stick around to watch the Rungmans harvest their crops and get acquainted with the user interface, or head back to the title screen and try out a free play game. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna stick around, let these get upgraded, and pick out the new farm plots. I don't see any new plots. No new crops. It seems like there should be another plot here or something, but it's not showing me another one. I don't know. Oh, toggle the in-game UI to do that. So we can look at these overlays. The moisture overlay, yeah, there's not much moisture here, and the temperature, it's pretty warm. Oh, it cut us off from these guys up here. Interesting. So that's basically kind of it here. We can always go back to the main part of the game, or the main menu, and pick a regular game, and maybe that's a good suggestion for some of you to do if you're interested in this game, to go and start a new game at a non-tutorial game, a large map or a medium map or a small map. They're at the main menu, and give this a try for yourself. As I mentioned, the demo is free on Steam. You can check it out this week, at least during Steam Next Fest, and give it a wish list or a follow so that you can you can tell the developers, which are Recognition, that you are interested in this game and that you are ready to purchase it when the time comes. So yeah, give it a wish list if you're interested. Give it a follow if you want to give it more time, and by all means, try out the demo for yourself. So thank you all for joining me for this demo, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye for now.